Hello, this is Ariana Antonio for Java 1 1406, and this is my week 3 project review. I'm going to go ahead and get it started right now since it keeps opening up a new one, which takes forever. So, my project this week, it pulls an API called astrobin.com, and it's a place where people upload photos that they take of space with their telescopes and fancy cameras. And so it goes ahead and pulls images based on the category that a user selects from a spinner. Let's see. So my main JSON is taking the API and putting in whatever the user selected, and it's getting the data, and then populating the spinner is the static categories, and then we have getting the actual URL response and the JSON from it. We also have a class for the network connection to test and make sure that we're connected to the internet. And then in main activity, we have the pretty standard stuff. So we're actually using and checking for that network connection as soon as the app opens up. And it'll display a toast based on whether or not we're connected. So I'm trying to anticipate when that's going to happen. And then we're going to go ahead and set the layout, the spinner, and then the grid view. So here it popped up and it says that we are connected. I'll go over the rest of that in a minute. And so then here, once you select an item from the spinner, it's going to go ahead and get what you clicked, check again to make sure that you're connected to the internet, and if you are, then based on what you selected, it's going to grab the JSON and set that into the array for the grid view, grabbing the link for a regular URL. If not, it's going to clear out the array so that you can't click on something that doesn't work. So that's that, and then just setting the views. So you can see here we have our spinner and our grid view. Right now, obviously the grid view looks pretty ugly. It's just pulling in the regular URL for these images. Next week, I'll go ahead and actually make these images based on the URL, but for now it's just the URL. And so you can go ahead and pick something else, and there's Andromeda Galaxy. You have to move it for it to change. So you can see this is from Saturn, it's 2911. And then if we do this and it updates, so there's 2780. So it did change. It'll be more obvious that it changed when there's obviously images instead. And so then to go ahead and check again with the network connection once we've already opened the app, once it's already been created, we'll go ahead and put the app in airplane mode. Open it up again, and then it's already on create, is already run. If you go ahead and try and click one of these, it says you're not connected, and it clears out the grid view, so you can't try and click on anything which would cause the app to crash. So that's for the app. In terms of anything I might have struggled this week, mostly it was just passing around the JSON between the arrays and the objects, sometimes using an array instead of an object or vice versa. So as you can see in my JSON class, up here I was playing around a bit about where I had arrays, where I had objects, and finally got it figured out to pass it forward. The network stuff was really simple. Actually grabbing the API and that information was actually pretty simple as well. So it was just a matter of passing the right data back and forth into the main activity so that I could use it in the grid view. Was really the only complicated thing. The Java is getting better. There's still a big learning curve, but I'm starting to at least figure out, debugging in Logcat a little bit better. So yeah, so next week I'll go ahead and make this a little prettier. And that's it. Thanks so much. Bye.